gave me $100 million loan 3 weeks before I went into bankruptcy. That's to give you an idea how crazy this thing is. But the insiders, so you know what's going on with the real estate, because the commercial real estate is the next thing is going to be collapsing across the United States. Most of the shopping centers are under bankruptcy. All these loans and all these facilities that they have on them, the S&L industry, we sold the assets for 25 or 30 cents on the dollar to the inside group. And then we let the American taxpayer pick up the difference. And that's exactly what happened. I used to go in and, for them, I would go into a company and I liquidated it. We'd get rid of the expendable containers. That was the people. And I'd split the spoils. I mean, you can go to Phoenix. You got a big office building on Central Avenue that was my fee, actually. I got it for doing one of the projects.
Just give me some truth. This is Bill Ryan and Kerry Cassidy, and this is the Project Camelot radio show. We haven't actually decided what to call this thing yet, so Project Camelot radio show is as good as it gets right now. And in absentia, we're going to have to thank George Green, who's rushed off to his next interview. He's not here anymore, and we weren't able to straighten out the George Coleman story before he went, and we kept on getting interrupted by music. And this never happens with our video interviews, Kerry. Something you're going to have to get used to.
I know. Well, actually, it was really wonderful, though, to talk to George. It's always a pleasure, and he's such a fascinating guy. He has so many stories that, like I said, we could sit here all day and just listen to his stories, I have to tell you.
George is the kind of person who can talk forever, as can we, of course. And so when we get together, we tend to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And what he's saying basically reminds me of what I think it was either Henry Deacon or it was Bill Deagle who helped us to understand when we kept on asking questions about, well, when's this going to happen? And this didn't happen then, and what this person said was wrong. And they said, wait a minute. These things on a timeline, they're not calendar-driven, they are event-driven. In other words, rather like managing a big project, which is what the controllers of the planet are sort of doing, they can't do C before B happens, and they can't do B before A happens, and they're having trouble with A because something's gone wrong that they haven't handled yet. It's not definite that all of these things are going to happen on particular months and particular years, but they're all kind of laid down in sequence like dominoes going down. I can't remember who told us that. Do you remember who that was?
Well, I think that Hawkeye was one of the people that also talked about that. I mean, the agenda is the agenda. The Illuminati agenda, the powers that be behind the scenes have been running this agenda down for quite some time now. And they're working with a group of ETs, maybe more than one, pretty much the reptilian and the greys. And that doesn't mean that all reptilians or all greys are negative beings, what we call service to self, but they're definitely working with the negative groups from those groups. And this agenda has been going on for a long time. The difference is that we're nearing a very important juncture in the history of humanity on this planet. And this is where things kind of change and ramp up, if you will.